Well, and here we are with my second guest today. This is Kim Granum. She owns the Blue Cup Coffee Shop in the Holmen Mall. Kim, so nice to have you.
Thanks, Nancy.
And tell me about the Blue Cup.
Well, one of the things that I'm always surprised when people come into the shop is that they don't know the line of food that we have. I actually have about 45 food menu items ranging from salads, wraps, paninis. We make homemade soup almost every day.
Yeah.
I have a baker that's been with me for 9 years. We have just fabulous baked goods in the morning.
I can attest to that one. They have scones, they have fresh muffins every day. She makes cinnamon rolls, just great stuff.
Yeah, yeah. And
she
so
makes a lot of desserts for you.
Yeah, and you know, in sort of what everyone really considers a tough economy is you have to find ways to sort of change it up. And so one of the things that I'm doing is really trying to push our catering line.
Yep.
We do a really nice, say just as an example, a wrap tray where we take 10 wraps, cut them in half. It looks really nice on a tray. It's perfect for smaller meetings.
Yep.
We can throw in some potato salad. We make a lot of our own pasta salads. So yeah, it's just really...
And I can attest to that. I just recently had you cater a function for me at the Village.
Yeah.
It was great. It was a nice variety, and then you do us a little tray of desserts. And
yeah.
Yeah.
It really gives people an opportunity to try different things that maybe just looking at the menu, they might say, oh, a chicken blue cheese craisin wrap. That doesn't really... It really doesn't work for me, but then they try it on the tray, and then they love it.
Yep.
So, and I've had that happen many times where people will come back and say, "Oh, you catered this event, and do you remember what was on that?" And you know, I want to order that sandwich. So that's worked very well for the shop.
Well, good. And how long have you been over in the mall now?
Well, we're just 5 years in Holmen Square, and we're coming up in November on 9 years as a business.
So, you used to be across the street from the Village Hall.
Yep. Yep. So I feel very fortunate that I'm still hanging in there, and in a couple sort of tough years.
Yep.
So that's really been nice and nice to have not only Holmen support, but I have a fair number of people that drive up. I just had a big group of women last week that drove up from La Crosse. So that's really nice.
And this is a family situation.
Yes. Yep, I own the business, but my mom and dad do a ton of work for me. Over the years, my sister's helped with catering. I've had another sister that works for me.
Doesn't Becky make soups?
Yep, my sister does soups.
Yeah.
And actually, I've been very fortunate to have the depth of employees that that have been with me for a long time, from 5 to 9 years. I've had people with me the whole time.
And you know, that really helps build your business also.
Yep.
Because they're familiar with customers, and when a customer walks in, they a lot of times have an idea already of what kind of coffee they drink, if they drink a latte or you know, whatever.
Yep.
I'm not one of those connoisseurs. I don't know all the fancy drinks. I just come in and tell you, can make me something good, and it always is.
Yeah. I have people that comment on Facebook that they're surprised that our employees know their drink a lot of times before they even get to the counter or to the. We have a drive-through too, which is nice in the morning.
Well, so you've been in the mall almost 5 years.
Yeah, a little over 5 years.
Okay, so what can you tell me about the mall? The mall's been there a long time.
Yep.
35 years maybe?
Yep. Well, the nice thing I think about, because Holmen Square is, you know, a staple for the Holmen community, it's been there a long time, is that, you know, we have banking, we have Verizon with cell service, we have 3 different food options there. We have features, Blue Cup, and we have Little China. You know, sort of going down the line, we have River Trails with bicycles, Coach's Corner with sporting goods, Julie's Dance Studio. We have a new orthodontist coming in, Hyman Grimslid. They're coming in within the next couple months. We have computer service.
Yep. There's a very nice variety of services available right there in that cluster.
Yeah.
And of course, Festival anchors you up at the north end, and BeFit Gym is at the north end, and you know, it's just been a gathering spot for the Village.
Yep.
I mean, I was in the mall. I owned Banquets on the Square for 10 years, and then I owned the Village Cafe for 3.5.
Yep.
And that's the magnet. Those businesses in that mall are the magnet to draw the people in there.
Yeah, and I always tell people, please think Holmen you know, if you need something, think about what's in Holmen before you drive out.
Absolutely.
I think it's really easy to just jump in your car and run down Alaska. But if you can, you know, keep your business, shop Holmen, as we've got the sign up here.
Yeah.
You keep the economy going in our own community.
Right. And I think that's very important. We have, you know, we're kind of becoming a bedroom community right now. Although we do have a major TIF district that's just getting started up on the very north end. It's at the 3553 interchange, and we have our first business that should be breaking ground in October. We're very excited about that because then they'll start to come.
Right.
It's always a domino effect, and that's going to add a lot more to everybody. We have a new elementary school, Prairie View, up on that north end. And they're telling us by 2015 we will have a new middle school on that same property. And I know that that's the way it was planned. You know, they would have 2 schools at that spot. But, and eventually right next to them will be Gunderson Lutheran's new campus. So we have Franciscan on one end of town, we'll have Gunderson on the other end of town, and just a lot of great opportunities for businesses to come in.
Yeah.
You know that we're working on a new library, and I would hope to say that within 3 years, that new building will be ready.
Right.
And you know, that's going to enhance the downtown. Excuse me. It's going to enhance the downtown some more, and help beef up the businesses that are on Main Street. You know, we also have, you know, a major thing next year is a sesquicentennial.
Yeah.
And it's not just Holmen, it is the Holmen area sesquicentennial.
Yeah.
You know, because town of Holland, town of Onalaska, a lot of the area right around the fringe of our town, of our village, is all, you know, was developed a long, long time ago. So there's a lot of history there. 2 years out, we'll have the 50th anniversary of Corn Fest. So a lot of things going on all the time.
I really, you know, for me, being from Holmen, I feel very strongly about having a business there. And Holmen Square has a lot of open space. So if there's anybody that's interested in looking at Holmen as a place to put a business, you know, it's 360 Real Estate Management. We have a lot of open space. You know, I also would encourage people that if you think there's things that Holmen needs yet, like I think a really cool little gift shop with cards. I don't know what else. Maybe you have some ideas.
I have to tell you that I had somebody, I work at Festival part-time, I had somebody looking for gift wrap paper, and we don't carry it anymore. And, you know, the lady said, well, now I got to go to Onalaska to get it. And I agree with you. That's another thing that we need. You know, just the little amenities that...
I've talked to a couple people that they're already involved in it, and I'm like, oh, come to Holmen, come to Holmen.
Yeah.
So, you know, and it would just, for something small like that you have to run out of town to get.
Yep. So, but it takes the time and the money, you know.
So if you're an entrepreneur, get up to Holmen.
There you go. We do have locations available, not just in your mall, but we have other locations available in town. We have now over 9,000 residents that live there, so it would be great if we filled up some of the smaller shops, you know. It really would. But Kim, I want to thank you very much for coming down today.
You're welcome,
like we said, we're neighbors. We could have rode together, but that didn't work out, did it? But Kim has a great coffee shop and wonderful sandwiches and desserts, just great. And they do deliver at noon. I know that.
Menus on the website, bluecup-coffeehouse.com, and we have a Facebook page as well.
Very good. Well,
thank you.
Thanks very much again. I'm so happy to have you here today, and we'll look forward to coming to the Blue Cup.
Okay. Thank you.